Today's been one of those days full of interruptions, and I haven't actually got anything done other than morning chores and maybe a little cleanup. So I'm going to do something I wanted to do for a long time, and that's remove this stump. Under this pile of junk is a stump. I want it out of here. We're going to redo this parking area and clear away the stuff next to the truck and over the next couple weeks, and just get this place cleared up, dressed, so we can have more parking space, hopefully for all the customers who are going to flood here for the holidays. So I'm going to set up and do that, and we'll take you along for the ride. Some of this stuff's heavy to move, but I think Mary Ann can help. That's a big old stump. It's quite brittle, and it's been here for a couple of years, so all the fine hair roots have died back, which also helps be able to pull the stump easier without having to dig out so much. I'm just looking, there's a bunch of debris that came up, and a couple of huge stones I had no idea was here that were in there. So I'm gonna move the excavator around and try and get a couple different of these big main trunk roots broken up, and we'll see if we can't just pop it out. Well, there it is. It's a bit of a monster, and it's left a massive hole. Now, my normal practice, I'm gonna try and knock off the rest of this clay and stuff and lighten it up. Right now, I'm not sure Mary Ann can pick it up. It's a bit heavy, and if Mary Ann can't pick it up, nothing can. I think it's time to get Gidget's help too. That stump, or rather the tree that was there before, has always been a bit of a pain since we moved here. Since we chose to loop just changing implements. I'm gonna get rid of the stump down below, bring back the land plane so it's easier. I prefer the land plane, which is broad and a little bit deeper than the bucket, so it's easier for me to backblade with. I find I love this machine, this JCB 215T skid steer, track skid steer. I really love it, but I do find that the way the bucket attaches is not the same as on a tractor, and I'm used to using a tractor or a backhoe bucket to grade things with, which sticks down much lower. You can actually set the heel of the bucket on the ground and use the whole flat of the bucket to move things. Let's make sure I attach the forks so they don't fall off. Anyway, that on this skid steer, that doesn't happen. I might have to get a different bucket or a special bucket, I don't know, whatever. In this bucket, it does not sit right, so it's always at a tilt. And it just drives me crazy, especially going forward. If there's any kind of undulation in the ground, you can't keep the tip, I can't, perhaps, keep the tip of the bucket on the ground as nice as I'd like to. And that is a pain. So, we're just gonna take, let's see, hopefully I can get this stump to, nope, not yet. I think the forks are the appropriate, actually the grapple would be the most appropriate tool to, there we go, take this down, but the grapple's weight plus the root's weight would probably make it so I couldn't lift it. The grapple weighs 1,500 pounds, the root probably weighs in the realm of that, and so 3,000 pounds is, while Gidget can lift 3,000 pounds, not that far out. It would be an awkward and very troublesome load to carry. But right now it's working great to carry it with the forks. We just drop this down below and grab the land plane. that'll make things way easier backing trucks and trailers in here, getting things turned around, and it'll give us some extra parking space. I threw some old mulch hay over it because I'm not sure when the aggregate and the stone for this is going to come. It may be as early as next week, but it's probably going to be a couple weeks off, but all things considered. So I just covered it with a bit of mulch hay. We're expecting rain, and that will prevent it from becoming, well, may slow it down from becoming soup. Still got a few piles of stones and some debris to pick up. We'll do that another time. It's getting close to milking. There's the mulch. I've still, on the day that the stone comes, I can't do it before because people do back in here and I drive over this edge. I do want to create a hard edge here at the pavement, drop it down about 6 inches, and then level this back out and create a little bit more of a there, see there's a dip there. It's pretty steep coming down to a big hole here. So I want to just ease that back here and make this grade a little bit less because I'm only coming out to about here with the stone right now. I mean, eventually we'll stone that area for the sawmill, but I don't want to afford that just now. So I want to just stone this area out to about here and back, but I want it to be tapered but flush with the driveway, thickest there where the most traffic is. It can be less out here. Stone is expensive, so I got to use it wisely. I still got to move the edger. I've still got to move this stump and the tank and get this all cleaned up before I can even consider ordering stone. So that's next on my list. I may pick away at that this week in spare time, but at least, and I'm so happy to get rid of that. However, tonight I'm gonna have to park Gidget there because I don't think the UPS driver who uses this area here around the stump to turn around is gonna realize that the stump's missing tonight in the dark, and I don't want him getting stuck in there. So I better park Gidget. I don't think he can miss a bright yellow large piece of equipment. Okay, I'm just here by the other stump, which I realize now is an older stump, so it should be easier, more rotten, easier to come out. I've got to move some debris piles out of the way, get the edger out of the way. I've already done a little bit of cleanup, but I'm also waiting for, I just hear the backup alarm there. I'm waiting for a delivery and a pickup from one company, and then I've got to, in about 15, 20 minutes, go and make a delivery and pick up produce to come back to the farm. So I'm not sure how much I'm going to get done. I'm just kind of picking away at this while I'm here. Got to load the grapple up and get rid of this brush pile and some of this debris and wood and bring it down to where I might have a burn pile later in the year. And I've got to move, again, the grain tote that isn't assembled out of the way just so I don't damage it. And then I'll tuck into getting rid of this stump. drop this down at the firewood area, and then put the forks on, and we're gonna see about lifting the edger. Get it. There we go. Just unlocked the grapple. I gotta go out and disconnect the hoses, but feel free. Yep. There we go. Shut this down here. Don't want it later. This up a little. Had this area cleaned out a year or two ago. Had some other material stacked here, and the rats moved in, so I'm glad to see no rats now. Putting this here, but we'll find out when we find out. Now I think I'll put the forks on a little bit wider, the widest setting, because that will give it a little bit more stability. Okay. I have no idea what's going to happen. That the edgers sitting on are not pressure treated, and they've been sitting here in the soil for a couple years now. Ooh, hey. better than I expected. I don't know if any of this is getting caught. Boom, there goes all the sawdust. Just get it over there. Now, it'd be nice if I didn't have to lift this with the excavator. Just push it in place where I want it to go. I don't think that's going to happen though. So, yeah, Edger wants to go in that slot there. Of course, the spreader bar was down the hill and weighs about 70 pounds. I just carried it back up. I'll get it hooked up here in a minute and then get Gidget moved out of the way. But right now I want to move Wolf. So if I'm digging out that stump and I hit a rock and it chooses to go flying, it doesn't take out a window or dent the truck or something. It's not usually that thoughtful, but I love this truck. Look out. All right. That's Wolf moved. Let's get these skids. Let's get the slings put under the skids. And, oh, I better put down some dunnage there because I don't want to leave the slings resting on the ground when we've got this thing put in place. I'll have to go find a couple of 6x6s. Okay, maybe. That's 3 pieces of vaguely appropriate dunnage. We'll get them put back. I'll just get those, lift the edger up with Gidget, get the slings put under, get Gidget backed out of the way, maybe parked over here behind me, and we'll go. All right, so far, so good. Let's just get this moved into that slot right there. I wish that grapple wasn't in my way. Ooh. Yeah. Go as far forward as I can. Now. Ooh, hey, ooh. There we go. Come on, come on. Quite where I want it. It's twisted. Can't see what I'm doing here. A second pair of hands would be real handy right now. Okay. So. Take this off and just use that back strap. The back end of this work. Just move that back. little so it'll be parallel. I'm not sure we can. Let's see. There we go. All right, that makes my OCD happy.
Got the saddest feeling nowadays that all my dreams are much too far away. Sometimes the nights got me aching, working hours in the cold. And I can't imagine how it feels to end up where you feel you had to go. I've been lost, starving, praying nothing else will go wrong. I guess we're all dying, waiting for the world to lose control.
Well, I've had to take to shooting this on my iPad because my phone died. I was doing a time lapse. I hope it comes out, some of it anyway. That is a big stump. It was an epic battle, 45 minutes. Still don't know how I'm gonna move it. So we've got a massive hole that I can fill in with piles of soil around, but that's the stump. It's huge. I'm gonna go get some straps and try to move it with Marianne and just stick it down the hill for now so I can get Gidget to fill this hole back in. It's 5:45. I've got to think about milking. And so, yeah, this, great. I'm so glad I got it out. I was worried that I almost broke the windscreen on Marianne because the stump fell off the grapple and fell out of the bucket and hit the window. But what a thrash. I am so glad that's out of here. We'll get this straightened out. There's some really nice big stone. I mean, I think I'll leave them. I think I'll just bury these stones. I could use them somewhere for some of the riprap and stone walls we need, but I've got so much stone on this place, I think I'll just bury these. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you in part 2.